You have found your way down to the Matcave. Welcome to Matcave Gaming and Way Back Wednesday. And tonight we are continuing our journey through games that feature the ability to play as Ahsoka Tano. Welcome everyone. It is the day after the 5th episode of the Ahsoka series. And man, do I have some thoughts and feelings on that episode. And at the end of the gameplay portion of this stream, we're going to dive into that. And I'm going to share with you my thoughts on the latest episode of the Ahsoka series. Before we dive into the game, let me say a quick hello to the chat. I see Ted's Nerd World is here. Black Dragon, X-Wing, what's up, dude? Sticks the Badger is here. Pod Racing, Palpatine, Aussie Star Wars Nerd. Good to see you guys. Blazerhawk Darren, good to see all of you here tonight. Now, just want to point something out real quick as well. Right now, as we speak, there is another stream going on over at the Star Wars Obsession. They are talking all things Ahsoka, and let me tell you, the conversation is awesome over there. So definitely check it out, whether you're catching it live, catching it on the replay. Either way, it's a great show going on over there. The Star Wars Obsession, Scotty Hawk, Dan the Man over there, Q-Bellows over there. They are having a great time. Love those guys. Love talking Ahsoka with all of them. But we got some Ahsoka gaming to do tonight. So this is going to be fun. Yes, Brooke Chen is already saying that yesterday's episode was awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to talk with you guys about that. But I do want to show you another game that features Ahsoka Tano. Now, this game is called Clone Wars Republic Heroes. I'll be playing the PC version of this game, but this game also was on multiple gaming consoles as well, including things like the Wii. Now, the reason I originally picked up this game was when I first saw the trailer for it, it reminded me of another Star Wars game that I absolutely love, and that game was called Jedi Power Battles. And the reason I love that game is not only did it take place during Phantom Menace, which is actually one of my favorite movies, it was simultaneous couch co-op, where two players could play together, pick your favorite Jedi, and run through these amazing scenes in a very arcade-style way of playing. This game is very reminiscent of that. Not exactly the same, but very reminiscent, and you'll see that in the gameplay. So guys, we are going to head over to the gaming screen, and we are going to dive into this, and I'm going to show you what Republic Heroes is all about. Here we go, guys. All right, we are in the main menu. Now, as always, you guys are my eyes and ears. I have had some issues with Streamlabs lately after some of their updates. So before I touch anything, do you hear the game music right now? No, we do not. Okay, I'm going to change a setting. This has been very strange lately. I don't know what happened with Streamlabs recently, but it's been forcing me to make some strange adjustments to the settings. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an adjustment right now that should bring you the game audio, but I'm not sure why it wasn't doing that in the first place. So we should now have game audio. Sweet. Okay, there it is. And I did turn the music down a little bit, so the rest of the game will be louder than it is right now. But I just wanted to make sure this was working. Coffee on Korriban is here. Steve is here. Leia Rose, good to see all of you. There we go. Okay. Man, I gotta lock that down. I'll tell you, that's been really bugging me lately. Such a weird situation to suddenly deal with. I had everything set the way I used to, and then all of a sudden it's different. So here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into replay mode. The reason I'm doing that is so that we can pick the levels. This is one of those games where you play through the game, and then the New Game Plus lets you do some extra things. In this case, actually choose who you play with, so you can alter the scenes. So we're going to play the first few levels here, where I would normally play as Anakin Skywalker. But I'm going to flip it on its head and we're going to take control of Ahsoka Tano. This game takes place, I believe, in the first season of Clone Wars. So, and I think this is perfect timing for playing this game after the episode we just saw from the Ahsoka series. We're watching Ahsoka on Disney Plus. We have an aged and wiser version of Ahsoka. She's been through a lot. Her personality is very different. But I am taking you back now to when we knew her as Snips, and she was a sassy teenager. She was a Padawan that wasn't all for all of the authority, and we're going to see that play out in this game. We're heading to Ryloth. We're going to the first mission. I'm going to switch over to Ahsoka. I'm going to switch over to Anakin as player 2. Here we go, guys. Clone Wars, Republic Heroes. Let's do this. Woo! I got loud in my buds.
Watch your left!
Yeah, Rex.
I see you made some new friends, Rex.
This is the last of them, General Skywalker. But I dug in deeper than a Sarlacc.
Those tinnies don't know when to give up.
Well, if we can't go forward, then we'll have to go up.
Rex.
Where?
Follow me, Snips. And try not to get shot. I'd hate to have to break in a new Padawan.
Oh, he's already giving her crap.
You stay put, Rex. We'll take care of those droids.
What's up, Alan? What's up, Rogue? Alright, how's that game volume, everybody? It's loud in my buds, but if it's good for you guys, then I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to take a quick listen.
Training. You should. Remind you I will. Alone, you never are.
Awesome. I don't mind it being loud in my
any direction.
in my buds if you guys can hear it good. Angelina, welcome to the stream. Yes, my wife and I had a very nice anniversary. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good to see all you guys here. Alright, we are in control of Ahsoka. What I will give you the heads up of is in these first couple of levels, there is a lot of tutorial that pops up. You can't skip it, and Master Yoda teaches you how to play. So, nothing we can really do about that, but we're going to work our way through it, and then when we're done with the gameplay portion of this episode, we're going to dive in to my thoughts of the latest episode of the Ahsoka series. Let's go play some Clone Wars.
Double jump you can. Easy it is. Powerful is its use.
Gotta love double jumps.
Do you heed my words?
Alright, Yoda,
Jedi
let's do
land
this.
Surely, on the narrowest of rails.
Woo! A little bit of platforming.
Stay close, Snips.
There
Small
we go.
platforms are easy for a Jedi. Just jump and land you will.
Thank you, Master Yoda. Let's go get some tinnies. And never skip a lesson.
To push droids or other objects.
I love that Blazer Hawk. Blown out eardrums? Oh god, is it that loud? I know it's loud for me. How is it for you guys, though? Sound effects really loud? Let's see if we can do something about that. Let's go to... Let's, like, try to balance the sound here a little bit. If I do that. That might be better. Volume is perfect. Good deal. Good deal.
Focus the force for longer and release a more powerful blast.
Oh, we're gonna big a powerful blast right here. Oh, see you, droid.
Sky Guy.
Thank you, Darth Maximus.
Sky Guy.
Appreciate it.
We got
Good to see all you guys here tonight.
Do with some lightsaber exercises now.
Yes, Ariana did a great job as young Ahsoka last night.
A lightsaber you have. Use it, you must.
We have a
In these
lightsaber?
troubled times.
No way. Let's get him. So as you can see, it's very open. It's an arcade style, almost beat 'em up style here. And if we were playing 2-player, the second player would be playing as Anakin right now.
Double jump to leap atop the super battle droid.
Oh, this is a cool
Once on
move.
the droid you are. Use your lightsaber. Control him now you will. Yes.
Oh,
We need
Yoda
to
loves
blast
that.
those pillars, and those super battle droids are just the answer.
Fire the droid's guns you can.
Okay.
Direct your droid's aim. You must.
There we go. Oh, I fell down the hole. Alright, let's take
Land
one of
on the
these
staff
skiffs.
And take it over you can.
Oh, stap, I called it a skiff. Hello.
Fire its weapons you can.
See what I mean by a lot of tutorial? Get these crystals.
Simple it is to dismount when you want. But look, before you leap.
We don't want to fall down a hole.
Whew, that was fun. What now, Master?
Time to put some of that training to good use.
Let's
If from
go.
a higher place, perform a super jump attack you can. The higher you are, the harder you land. A super jump attack you can perform.
What's up, Ballpark Gaming? Good to see you, my friend. Boom. Oh, I cut that guy in half.
Those tinnies aren't in enough pieces. That was easy.
I love
Good
that.
job. Now let's move.
Whoa. That's one big tinny.
Remember
Oh, we
what
got a boss
Master
battle.
Yoda says. Size doesn't matter.
When the foot becomes stuck, ready you must be. Use the force to
Let's
hold
get
its
him.
leg.
Great. Now climb up that leg and take out the blaster cannon.
Oh, let's get up there. Okay, we want to go up here.
One down, two to go.
This is going to be a little bit of a rinse and repeat right here. Oh, I got shot. Oh, the other leg. Did I get it? I did. Get that one down from there. Oh, I gotta watch out for that shockwave. I feel like the jumps are a little bit delayed. So you gotta be like really like precise of where you land. There we go, that should be it. Oh, did we not get him? Hello, droid. Oh, Anakin, are you stuck? Annie, move. Anakin was holding him there. Alright, which leg? There we go.
Great. Now climb up that leg and take out the blaster cannon.
Get on the leg! Come on, Ahsoka. There we go. Wow, that got really glitchy right there.
That's a
Rex!
few for us, General.
Sorry, Rex. My young Padawan got carried away.
What the General means is, he's getting slow in his old age.
The scouts report that's the last of the clankers in this
That's
sector.
why we call her Snips.
Okay, Rex. Get your men ready to move out. There are still large pockets of resistance in the city.
We'll try to save a few for you this time.
Much appreciated, sir.
Getting that old school snarky attitude from Ahsoka. All right, I'm gonna make another adjustment to. Yeah, right. Ahsoka is. She's called Snips for a reason. All right, I'm gonna jump into the sound again real quick before we go to the next level. We gotta have the music. I don't care if the music's there. We gotta have it. It's too weird without it. All right, so we're gonna pick Ahsoka again. We'll go with Anakin.
The Clone Wars.
Here we go, guys.
As a sign of good faith
Sith
for the
Apple,
Republic,
Jojo, what's up?
Jabba the Hutt agrees to share information about separatist smuggling activity in his territory with the Jedi. Rumors of war spread everywhere, and Obi-Wan Kenobi sets out for Naboo to discuss reports of enemy activity in the system with Senator Padme Amidala. Meanwhile, Anakin Skywalker and his Padawan Ahsoka Tano take charge of the operation to rid the recently liberated planet Ryloth of the remaining droid army presence.
Oh man, here we go. That's cool. I actually had some clips from the show there. I forgot about that. Let me know in the chat. Have any of you ever played this game, Republic Heroes, but also have you ever played Jedi Power Battles?
May have left the system, but the droid army still has a strong presence in Resident. We're the first Republic force to make contact with them.
But the battle is over. They lost. Why don't they just give up?
It's not in their programming to surrender. They'll fight to the last droid if it means taking a few more of us with them.
Oh yeah.
The Jedi should be on the front lines leading the charge, not mopping up the mindless junk the Separatists left behind.
War isn't about glory, young one. Jedi don't seek adventure, but it always seems to find them.
After what we just saw
Welcome to Ryloth.
in last night's episode of Ahsoka,
Last
all that
Republic
right
has
there.
barely left anything standing.
That's pretty
Get used to
interesting.
it, rookie.
Why was Resden hit so hard?
The Separatists wanted to make an example of them.
So all this just to send a message?
It worked. Once word of this got out, the
Nice.
capital, LaSalle, surrendered without firing a shot.
Intel says there could be as much as a full battalion of droids down there. It's gonna be a tough job to dig them all out. I'd rather face an entire army of clankers out in the open than crawl through that mess. It's about time you got your armor dirty, Rook.
Love that the game has the actual cast
Approaching
playing their
the Elves now,
characters.
General.
Prepare for landing.
Let's do this. There's actually levels on this where you play as the
Rex,
clones.
Report.
Our scouts haven't been able to reconnoiter the city yet, sir. The power's out to the hollow bridges in the outer sectors.
We'll fix that.
And scrap any tinnies we see along the way.
Watch yourself, General. Our patrols have been encountering stubborn resistance.
We'll be
Oh, yeah.
careful, won't we, Ahsoka?
Where's the fun in that?
Kids, got a point. See you at the rendezvous, sir.
Let's go, my young Padawan.
She definitely has a completely different attitude and tone to her than we've been seeing in these later things with the Ahsoka series. So it's very cool going back to season 1 of Clone Wars and seeing how she is. Yes, Jedi Power Battles. Yes, PS1. I had it on the Dreamcast as well. And the Game Boy Advance version is actually pretty awesome too. Alright, let's do this, guys. We're going to keep our journey going here. Let's see, which way do we need to go? Might as well get these orbs for the power-ups
With
later.
points, new masks you can acquire. To the shop you should go.
Yeah, tinnies. Yeah. Yeah, you could buy like silly masks and give them big heads and all kinds of stuff. It's a very silly game, but overall it feels and plays out like the Clone Wars
Look at
series.
this place. There could be clankers everywhere. We'd never see them. Cut the chatter, shinies.
Did I get this already? I got that already. There was a secret over there. That's what I was checking. Let's do some wall jumping.
Walls. Can a Jedi jump? Jump towards a wall and jump again. Time your jumps you must. And reach the top you will.
Thanks, Yoda.
A Jedi's path is never straight, but allow the Force to lead you.
Did I fall
And
off?
easy it will be.
There we go. Definitely has a major platforming element to this.
Stay alert, Ahsoka. We're in enemy territory.
these orbs are all, you know, you collect these so you can upgrade things later on in the menus.
Keep your photoreceptors clean. There are Jedi nearby. Roger, roger.
Got a gold super battle droid down there.
Master.
Go on. I'll give you a head start. Don't get fancy, Snips.
It's just my style, Skygo.
Woo! Cut that guy right in half. I don't know what it is about cutting down battle droids.
Roger, roger.
It's so satisfying. Get out of here.
This is the first generator.
When highlighted switches are, the Force you can use.
Ah, I was trying to slash at it. What are we doing? Oh, keep hitting? There we go. We got it. We're getting this.
See? Easy done.
Remember this, the early days? With how just very cocky and very, like, overconfident Ahsoka was? In a lot of ways, I miss it, and in even more ways, I don't miss it.
What are those things?
We don't have time to find out. Keep moving.
Yeah, let's just jump on him.
The Jedi better watch out. Nothing gets past me.
Oh, I fell down a hole. I gotta pay more attention to Yoda's teachings.
Jump to beams and swing.
Speaking of which...
Keep hold of the rail to continue swinging. Jump when swinging to dismount.
Okay.
What a mess.
Tread carefully, little one. The war hasn't left this building in great shape.
You worry too much, Master.
There we go. There you go, Anakin.
Look, it's the Jedi!
Change direction you can while swinging. Easy this is.
Easy this is.
The second generator.
Oh, I gotta go to that one.
We're not alone.
Stay focused, Ahsoka.
Oh, I probably gotta jump on this droid's head. Oh, they disappear. Oh, we got like a Mega Man timing thing going on here. Oh, it did it. Alright, awesome. Sweet.
If those Jedi come around here, we'll take care of them.
Guess what, battle droids? We are coming around.
Poor dumb tinnies. I almost feel sorry for him.
To droid jack the sabotage droid. Onto its back. Jump. Aim and
Oh, we
choose
gotta
the
do that
droid.
move again.
You must.
Alright, who are we controlling? This guy? Oh. Oh, that was cool. I like that. That's fun.
Jump towards the wall.
Sick.
And a lightsaber slide you will do.
Oh, I love
Easy
this.
it is. Yes?
Try to keep up, Master.
Sick.
Annihilate them!
I'm gonna beat you this time, Sky Guy.
In your dreams, little one.
They're even competing with each other.
You'll have to do better than that, Snips.
I'm just trying to make you feel better about yourself, Master.
Oh, that's messed up. Where's the control? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, yeah.
Looks like my training served you well.
About time you noticed.
Sweet. Yeah, the levels, they're not all that long. It's actually a fairly short game
We did
overall.
it, Sky Guy. That wasn't so hard.
Don't get overconfident, Snips. This is just the first step.
I love seeing him teach her.
General Skywalker, we found a nest of clankers. Looks like a company at least. Dug in pretty deep. What are your orders?
Finally, we'll see some real action on this rock.
Can you and your men take them, Sergeant?
Just give us the word and there's scrap metal, General.
Oh, we're gonna play as the clones.
Thank you, sir.
Shouldn't we go help them?
Patience. You have to trust in your troops' ability to assess their own situation. A few droids
Love
are
this.
nothing they can't handle.
If you say so, Master.
Look at that. She does not agree with Anakin at that point. See how resistant she is to just following orders, and how kind of the whole process goes with having this be a military operation and understanding where her place is in all of this, trusting her troops, not just assuming that because she's a general she could just do everything on her own. What's up, R2? Good to see you, my friend. Alright, before we move on to the next level, which is where we're going to take control of the clone troopers for a little bit, which is a lot of fun. Let me catch up on chat over here real quick. Let me see what's going down. Coffee on Korriban, did I say hi to you? If I did not, hello, good sir. Good to see you, my friend. Old Fart Gaming is here. So good to see you guys. Yeah, Jojo, the Jedi Power Battles game, that was one of my all-time favorites on the PS1. I love the Dreamcast version as well. That had a bit of a higher resolution. There was also a little bit of difference to the gameplay as well to it. And then that Game Boy Advance version was a lot of fun. A surprisingly well-done game on the Game Boy Advance, considering what that was. Pod Racing Palpatine has even played Yoda stories. I remember those little games. That's really funny. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Angelina says, I wish Rex would have took off his helmet in Ahsoka and see de-aged looking Tamara Morrison with blonde hair. I was so hoping that was going to happen, and it was one of the things I'll talk about later on, but I knew as soon as when the one was on the stretcher and there was a cloth over his face, I was like, oh, we're not going to actually see Tamara Morrison. I knew it right as soon as that happened. I was like, oh, man, we're not going to see him. We did hear him, though, so that was a good sign. I'm glad that at least that happened. Let's see. Sith Apple says, I have it on both PS and Dreamcast. Yeah, love it. I have it on the same way right there. Steve, yes, she is saying tinnies. I may have been misheard in some cases. Wow, chat is popping tonight. This is awesome. Mrs. Coffee on Korriban is here. Hello there. Good to see you. I love seeing you two together, too, doing those videos and doing your reviews of the shows. It's so cool. I actually got to watch the rest of your review for last night's episode. I got about halfway through. I got to watch the rest, but I love seeing you two work together on that. That's so cool. So awesome. Donna, so good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Low Spec Linux Laptop is here. Good to see you, my friend. Try spinning. That's a good trick. Jojo saying, oh man, I have to add those to my list of treasures to find then. Oh, what are you talking? Oh, those games? Jedi Power Battles? Yeah, absolutely. Powder Racing Palpatine says, still have most of my Game Boy Star Wars games. Yeah, I have a bunch of them on the Game Boy. I have the original Empire Strikes Back on Game Boy, as well as A New Hope. I have Attack of the Clones on Game Boy Advance. I got Jedi Power Battles. There was a lot of great 8-bit and 16-bit era Star Wars games. A lot of fun. Empire Strikes Back on the NES was one of my all-time favorites as well. So yeah, tons of fun. Padawannabe, what's going on, dude? He says, you playing this makes me want to play Star Wars The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. That's what we're playing? And he says, I never finished it, barely even played it. Yeah, this game is, this is one of those games that, especially for a Star Wars game, this game kind of flew under the radar. It came out and it just kind of faded away. It's a lot of, it is designed to be more kid-friendly, you know, based off of the first season of Clone Wars and everything. And as you can see, as we've been playing, there's been a lot of tutorial moments, because it is designed for really anybody to pick it up and play. But I love the style of the co-op feature, especially playing with a second player. I love the simultaneous characters on screen and the arcade style to it. Like I said, it reminded me of Jedi Power Battles, so that's why I picked it up back when this first came out. So I've had this game a very long time on the Wii, actually. And then I fairly recent picked it up on Steam. which it plays great on here. I'm having a blast playing this on the PC version. Alan, the September box has arrived, and we are going to be unboxing that real soon. I haven't opened it yet. It's actually sitting off on the table over here, still in the USPS packaging, so I have no idea what's in there, but I'm looking forward to open that up with that. Yes, we are playing as Ahsoka in Republic Heroes. So we're going to keep moving, but this next level, though, is actually the clones. We're going to play as the clones, and these are really fun levels. I like this. I like the change in the gameplay. So this is cool. You actually, these are the, it'll always start you when you replay with who is actually in the level, but you can change to other characters. The reason I'm not going to change it, though, is because if you play as someone else that wasn't in the story, it skips the story. So for now, we're going to stay with Sergeant Kano and Rookie. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, listen up. Our orders are to neutralize this droid outpost, and that is what we're gonna do. Let's go get 'em, boys. Shinies.
D. Bradley Baker. Let's go.
Move and fire you can. Important to the Republic. Are you? Run sideways and backwards by using the sticks together. Try it.
So this level basically acts like a twin stick shooter. Here we go. Oh, taking shots. Gotta get my aim better here. What do we got here? Oh, I can, like, hold position and crouch. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Crouch behind cover. Most useful.
Yeah, let's do this.
More protected you can be.
There we go, team. Let's move up. Oh, we got more. More clankers. Oh, this is so much fun.
A second weapon you carry. Special it is. Careful with your aim.
Oh, a special weapon.
Grenade you use.
Yeah, let's not blow up our team.
Aim before you throw. You should.
Thanks, Yoda. That's super. Move up, boys.
Only stun droids do your electro grenades. Thermal detonator. Can you find? Much damage these do.
Oh, let's go find a thermal detonator. Wow, Yoda's getting, like, kind of excited. Is it back here? Where's the thermal? I want that thermal detonator. Oh, that's probably it. Oh!
Use your explosive grenades to blow that generator.
Let's get rid of that super. Oh, I died. I had no cover right there. Let's get that thermal detonator, though. Got it. Take that, fellas. Boom!
Okay, we're through. Let's move.
Vault over low walls. When right in front
Mad
of
Max,
you.
what's up? Welcome to the stream. Woo! Takes a little getting used to the controls. Oh, we're going down here. Oh, what do we got?
Sarge, there's a lot of droids out there. Less chat and more shooting, Shiny.
Let's get him. Is that all the clankers? Oh, no, it is definitely not. Holy shnikes. There you go, boys. There you go, boys. Let's go. Oh, I have melee attacks.
When up close, strike the droid.
Nice. He's telling me about it now. This is all D. Bradley Baker here. Playing the clones and the droids. Punching a super battle droid. That's fantastic.
Dive roll in the direction you are moving, and avoid blaster fire, you will.
Let's hope so. Oh, I got that already. Alright, let's keep moving, boys. Oh boy, we got droidicas now too. We got a lot of clankers over here. Alright, here we go. I gotta get this thermal in a better position. Oh, I definitely need a better position than that. Take that. Oh boy, I gotta get out of here. Oh, I got wrecked right there. Oh man, they got their shields up. Can I hit this one over there? Take him out before he moves. Oh boy. That thermal. There we go. That took his shield out.
Nice shot!
There we go.
We're pinned down!
Yeah, keep him funneling out of that door. We'll just take him out like that. Sick. Gauntlet, yeah.
Sounded like it came from Outpost 2.
Found something, Sergeant. Looks like a droid holo communicator.
That's probably
Oh, boy.
nothing. Outpost 4 would have warned us. I think your communicator is on. Whoops.
I love the B1s. They're hilarious.
Discovered a possible cluster of droid outposts in this sector. We could use some reinforcements.
I read you, Sergeant. You and your men check it out. We'll meet you there.
Copy that.
See, they're very, at least very early on as well. These levels, they're not incredibly difficult. They really are pretty well balanced so that pretty much anybody can just pick up a controller and go and play these games. It's very family friendly. Playing this with my kids is a lot of fun because, again, the couch co-op, it's really cool. All right, in between levels, let's catch up on chat. Let me scroll back up here and see what's going on. Vanishing Golem, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you, my friend. What do we got going on in chat here? Yes, everybody please smash that like button while you're here. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you are enjoying your time down at Matcave Gaming. Appreciate it very, very much. Yes, Padawan, he says, your player's about to die. Gauntlet reference. Gauntlet in the arcades was, oh my god, what a challenging game overall, no matter what system you played it. The arcade is the best version to play, in my opinion. But I had Gauntlet back on the NES, and I think it was one of those Tengen cartridges as well, one of the black NES cartridges. That game is so tough, but man, I always went back to it. So much fun. Yes, Angelina, yeah, I wish we would have seen Tamara Morrison in that episode, but we're going to dive into that in just a little bit. I'm going to go over my thoughts with you guys on that episode after we do another level here. I want to take a look at one more level where we play as Ahsoka, get a little bit more of the feel of Season 1 Clone Wars Ahsoka before we dive into my thoughts on the latest episode. Should be this, Mission 4 should be back. Yes, it is. Here we go.
Sergeant Kano's platoon found a string of droid outposts. Looks like they could use a hand after all.
Nothing they can't handle, huh?
She's got that snarky attitude.
I think our ride is here.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, look! Jedi! Don't let him get away! Roger, roger.
Let's go.
This is fun!
Take it easy, Snips. Your landings aren't the smoothest.
This is very arcade style right here. Oh, gotta get my aim better. Can I hit this thing? Oh, got myself killed. Oh, I'm supposed to destroy this. I am. It's just my aim stinks.
Pace, Padawan. You don't want to miss out on the action, do you?
Woo. Kind of has almost a Lego Star Wars feel here. Ooh, we got all of those. Ooh, this thing takes a lot of hits. So right down there, I'll explain what was just popping up on the screen. That little green medallion there, when you fly over it, you can start little challenges in certain areas where you can gain more experience points and things like that. So it's like mid-level. All of a sudden, you could do a challenge where it's like, okay, take out 30 bad guys in a certain amount of time or something like that. That's what those are, those little mini challenges. But you can actually go past those.
You can't treat your troops like little hutlets.
Hey, don't remind me about Stinky.
Ah, Jabba's son.
Dash quickly you can. Out of danger. This will take you.
Good to know. Is it? Which one is the dash? Oh, that. Okay, I see what it's saying. Get up there, Ahsoka. What are we doing? Why can't I get on this ledge? There we go. Ah! Anakin, a little help? Oh, I'm getting wrecked. Oh, I died. Let's go. Oh, that was sick.
Collect this power-up to do more damage.
Oh, sick. Oh, this is like Force Unleashed.
Nice of you to drop in, sir.
If
Nice.
it were up to me, we'd have been here sooner.
This isn't a game, Snips.
Yes, Master.
Anakin's got to keep putting her in her place. It's crazy. Whew. Oh, yeah. Love that. Alright. It's actually another level I want to do with you guys here. I know it's all about Ahsoka right now. We're talking all things Ahsoka tonight. But when we talk about Ahsoka, I feel like we gotta pay some respect to Plo Koon, who was the Jedi Master who found Ahsoka and brought her to the Jedi Order. Well, we actually get to play as Plo Koon alongside Obi-Wan Kenobi. So let's do that level real quick before we head over to talk about my thoughts on the 5th episode of the Ahsoka series. Let's do one more episode, one more mission where we actually get to play as Plo Koon. So we're going to swamp him out here. And we're going to put Obi-Wan with him. Let's do this. Because I love seeing these two together as well.
I want to get underway as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I'll inform you as soon as your fighter has been refueled.
Thank you, Cody. I'm going to speak with the station's commander. I won't be long.
Master Kenobi,
Master Plo, I wasn't expecting to see you all the way out here.
the will of the Force is most inscrutable, Obi-Wan. But I am grateful that our paths have crossed.
As am I. It has been a while. There are fears that the Separatists may have established a presence in the Naboo system.
Naboo, that is ill news.
Indeed it is. I've had to cut short my time on Ryloth to meet with Senator Amidala. Anakin and Ahsoka will have to clean up Wat Tambor's mess without me.
And how is Skywalker faring with his young Padawan?
Very well. He's a natural teacher.
Good. Training a Padawan is a great responsibility.
This is great.
And young Ahsoka is quite a handful. A lot like Anakin was at her age.
You find this amusing?
After what I had to put up with, I sense it too.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's go.
This doesn't look good.
Breach the security post!
Quickly, this way. The door appears to be jammed.
Opened with the Force. Damaged doors can be. Some doors require 2 Jedi to open. A formidable team, 2 Jedi make.
Good to know.
Very well done, Obi-Wan.
Droid
Oh
attack!
man.
Where is the rest of your squad, Trooper?
They went on ahead to defend the security post, General.
Hold this position. We'll check on the security post.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, how are we going to get across?
I sense something.
Oh man. Oh, we gotta sneak up on that droideka.
Help!
There we go.
Use the Force. Help
Ah, see ya.
Stunning work, General.
Alright, there we go. What do you guys think of the look of this game when comparing it to the actual Clone Wars series? Me personally, I love the style of this.
General. We'll cover you, sir.
collect this power-up to increase your points multiplier.
Ooh, that's fun.
Things are heating up, boys. Stay alert.
Oh no!
Ah, see ya. This has such a... It has such a retro gaming style to it as well. That's the other thing I love.
When running, slide under gaps in droids you can.
We got Y-Wings out there.
I fear we lack the strength to win this battle.
It's only one Separatist frigate. We still have a chance.
Most unfortunate.
Oh, what's up, boyos?
Throw your lightsaber, a Jedi can.
I could throw my lightsaber?
Dangerous this is. So focus you must, before you release. Cannot move, you will, when you throw.
Okay.
Concentrate, you will, while the lightsaber flies.
Oh. That's sick. Love that.
Combo bar. Extra damage. Your saber throw. Yes.
My lightsaber wasn't coming out. Oh no! We both died.
Once its shield is off, ride on a destroyer droid, a Jedi can.
Oh,
Double
sick.
jump onto the destroyer droid and control it, you will. In that direction, you will roll. Simple it is. Yes?
How are we gonna ride him while he's rolling? What? That was weird. Yeah, let's just knock him off the
We
cliff.
seem to have emerged unscathed.
That's ridiculous. How are we gonna ride on a droideka while he's rolling?
My men are ready, sir.
He dropped
That
the
was
bridge
lucky.
on us.
We appear to be at a dead end.
The turbo lift shafts are just beyond that wall. Those droids may be just what we need to break through.
Oh, I gotta break through the wall with this droid. We're gonna get another one? Oh, here we go, here we go. There we go. Oh, knocked myself right off the cliff. Oh boy. Definitely got multiple paths, but I think we just want to go this way. Oh, here we go.
Jump on, generals.
Thank you, Trooper.
Alright, that worked out well. Oh, we almost died. Alright, let's time our jumps here.
Nothing gets past me.
Hop on top of the droid.
Looks like the path forward is vertical.
Over here. Yeah, this level is definitely a little more in-depth than the prior ones. Oh boy. Oh, that's a point multiplier. Oh! I killed myself. Whoops. Bring me back, Obi-Wan.
Out of the quicksand and into the Sarlacc pit.
As droid production goes up, the quality goes down.
They don't need quality if they can bury us in droids.
This is General Plo Koon. All pilots to your ships.
Blast those clankers! Keep fighting, brothers!
Get him out of here.
Me, clanker.
Shoot the Jedi!
Where'd that come from? There they are. Oh, sliced them right in half. Ooh, that took care of those guys pretty good. Oh, still alive. Oh, are we gonna take out that separatist ship?
Look out, Master Kenobi.
Is that guy still alive? There we go. Oh boy.
I need you to divert all power to the station's deflector shields. Do you copy?
I'm not a Padawan in this episode.
All right, General, but we've got a problem here.
That's an understatement.
I'm getting reports that the droids have breached the reactor core.
We'll take care of the reactor. You get to the control room and reinforce those shields.
On my way, sir.
Whew. Yeah, they definitely throw a lot more at you at that level, playing as Jedi Masters versus playing as a Padawan at that point. But still a ton of fun being able to try out different characters, different Jedi Masters. Getting to play as the clones, in all honesty, is one of the funnest parts of this game. It switches it over to basically being a twin-stick shooter, which is a lot of fun. I love games like that, very arcade style, so I always have a blast with things like that. Okay, everybody. All right. The time has come. The time has come. We are going to talk about my thoughts on the 5th episode of Ahsoka. And, man, I got some stuff to say about it. Let me know, guys, down in the comments, in the live chat, what do you think of Clone Wars Republic Heroes? We played it on the PC tonight. It's available on other gaming consoles as well. The PC version obviously is going to have the highest resolution and the best graphics compared to the rest of them. But let me know what you guys think of this game. We're going to switch over to our other screen and we're going to talk some Ahsoka. All right, guys. Donna loved it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, let's take a look at let's take a look. Let's see how far into that episode I really want to go. So I will say, as a fair warning, anyone watching this live, anyone watching this on the replay, spoiler warning, huge spoiler warning if you have not yet watched the 5th episode of the Ahsoka series on Disney+. That's what I'm going to talk about now at this point, and I am going to go into deep spoilers in this, because in order to truly explain why I feel the way I do about that episode, I can't help but talk about the major moments in that. So this is it. Final warning, spoilers coming up from this point forward. Guys, earlier tonight, and actually potentially still going on right now, I didn't check if they're still going, but over on the Star Wars Obsession channel, they were talking all things Ahsoka right now, going deep into theories and what they feel everything meant in that episode. And I'll tell you, this 5th episode was deep. There was a lot of meaning behind this episode, and I've been seeing reactions from so many people on both this platform on YouTube. I've seen them over on Twitter, even things popping up on TikTok of people's reactions to this episode. And it's kind of all over the place in an interesting way, because I would say for almost the most part, I feel like from what I've seen, the majority of the fandom has overall enjoyed this episode a lot, which is actually very rare when it comes to the world of Star Wars and its fans for the fandom here. We don't always all agree. Now, there's still plenty of people that overall did not enjoy the episode or are overall not enjoying the series, and I can understand why. Sometimes shows and movies and games, they just don't land for you. We all experience these things in our own personal way. So how you feel about something is how you feel about something. Don't let anybody ever change your mind or tell you how you need to feel about it or what you need to think about it. What I do ask is that hear people out. You know, hear why they may have some criticism towards a certain thing, a certain show, the way it was handled. And you know what? Maybe it can expand your point of view on things. I know our friends over at Echo Base Network, they overall did not enjoy that episode. And what they did was they went into detail as to why. They explained why they felt the way they felt about it. And I get it. That's, you know, they gave their gut reaction to, you know, coming right off of the episode and how they felt in that moment. Now, that may change for a lot of people. A lot of people will go back, rewatch it, they'll sleep on it, they'll start to regather their thoughts on it, and opinions can change with things like this. It happens for a lot of people. Sometimes it just takes, you know, a night to sleep on it and figure out, you know, what did everything mean. My initial reaction coming right off of the episode, I absolutely loved it. I loved it. I said this to Star Wars Obsession and to Scotty Hawk. We have a chat, you know, on the back end on Discord, and I came off of that episode, and the first thing I wrote to them was, I just fell in love with Star Wars all over again. I was blown away by that episode. Not only the storytelling in it, the visuals of it. I gotta tell you, I mean, yeah, Pod Racing Palpatine, some great visuals in this entire series so far. The special effects and the look and feel, the tone and the imagery in this show so far is top notch. I mean, it really feels and looks amazing. I'm very impressed with how they're handling this show so far. And I'm such a major fan of the Clone Wars and especially Rebels. I actually like Rebels more than Clone Wars, and I love Clone Wars, but I enjoyed Rebels more. I liked the almost more serious tone in a lot of it. Not to say Clone Wars didn't get serious and a little dark at times, because it definitely did in the later seasons. But Rebels had a bit of a more serious tone overall, with plenty of jokes and all kinds of stuff in there, because obviously it's an animated show. It's made for kids. It's made for everybody. It's really what it is. But the visuals have just been stunning. It's blowing me away. I absolutely love it. This episode in particular, we left off the 4th episode wondering what happened to Ahsoka. Balin knocks her off of that cliff. I actually thought he made contact with the lightsaber. On the recap of the start of the 5th episode, I saw he didn't actually hit her. It was a block, but she got pushed off the ledge. So we had to wait a week to find out what happened to her, but we saw her wake up in what appeared to be the world between worlds. Now, there's a lot of talk about that in particular, of whether or not she was truly in the world between worlds. And I want to let you guys know what I think about that, because this is a huge portion of it. There was talk about whether or not she was alive at that moment. Was she dead? Was she out of her body? Was she physically there? And she runs into Anakin Skywalker, her former master. Big questions come up. People are asking, is that actually Anakin? Is it really him? There were all kinds of theories popping up. I had theories of my own. I personally thought that it wasn't Anakin before this episode aired. I now believe otherwise. But it's coming off of the 4th episode, I thought that was actually the son from the Mortis arc. And we've seen him shapeshift, and I thought it was him, and he was going to mess with Ahsoka. After seeing this 5th episode, I don't believe that to be the case anymore. I do honestly believe that was Anakin. And now there's a few things going on here in that scene. The question becomes, was Ahsoka physically there? Did she get pulled into the world between worlds like she was pulled in by Ezra back in Rebels? I think so. I think that's what happened. I believe she was physically there, and here's my reason why. In that episode, the squadron being led by Hera, and then Jason's there, and he's sensing what's happening, and Chopper's running scans, and everybody's running scans, and are not finding anything. For me, I feel like if her body was physically there, even under the water, their scanners would have picked up something. And I am jumping ahead a little bit here, but the moment when they finally do pick up her up on the scanners, that's when I believe she physically came back. I think that's when her physical body was back in the world. So I believe she got pulled into world between worlds. And people are asking whether or not that actually was the world between worlds. I think it was. And here's why. I believe the world between worlds is where Jedi go when they become one with the Force. I don't think it's where every Jedi goes, because not every Jedi becomes one with the Force when they die. You have to learn that. You have to be able to gain that ability. Now, I may have this a little bit off. I haven't looked into this in a long time, but I remember reading a while back, there was a whole thing that went into how when you go in there, it's like kind of like time stops, right? And it was written somewhere, I forget if it was in like one of the novels or something, but in the moment before Obi-Wan Kenobi dies at the hands of Darth Vader, Qui-Gon teaches him how to become one with the Force, and basically time stops. Like, it's an instant for us watching the movie, watching A New Hope, but in that moment when Obi-Wan holds his lightsaber up and he closes his eyes, in that moment time has stopped for him. He's elsewhere, and he learns to become one with the Force, and that's why he gets to be a Force ghost. My thought is the world between worlds is where a Force ghost goes. Like, they're not just going to be around the world all the time. They are there. They're present in the world between worlds and can access the portals throughout space and time for them to be able to go anywhere that they are needed. And that's why they will just, they'll just pop up like anywhere. Obi-Wan has popped up anywhere. Yoda does. Even in Rise of Skywalker, Luke comes to Rey and he pops up. He's a Force ghost, right? I believe they use the world between worlds to get where they're going. Yeah, Ponderous Palpatine, like a Force ghost hangout, right? So that's my thought on what it is. There's nothing official has said that that's what that is. There hasn't been anything that has said that's the true answer. Alan has a very good question. Where were the portals? I have a thought on that as well. So we had the pathways, right? Everything was there. I feel like the portals only show up when someone, or like a Force user or even the will of the Force is like activating them. Like, for example, Ezra was somehow able to access the world between worlds and get these portals to open. There was something about Ezra that allowed him to do this, and we don't really have a full explanation yet as to why. We know that Palpatine figured that out, that Ezra could do this, and he was trying to get him. He even brought Ezra to a spot where he brought that wall back that had the portal, and Ezra walks up to it, and the portal opened, and he could see his parents, and he just had this ability to be able to access them. But I think unless the will of the Force, or I should say the wills, are doing it, or someone who has the ability to do so, unless someone is trying to activate these portals, I don't think they're going to be open. I don't think they just stay open all the time. And at the moment that we saw Ahsoka and Anakin in the world between worlds, the portals were closed in the section that they were in. If you remember when in Rebels, when it pans back and we get this big wide view of the world between worlds, it's massive. It is absolutely massive with countless pathways all over the place. We were focused on a very small portion of that in this Ahsoka episode. And that's how I kind of reason why we didn't see a bunch of portals open. That's just kind of my thought. Now, I may end up being completely proven wrong on that. By the end of the series, we may get rock solid answers. That could be something that happens. I don't know. I really don't know. But I wouldn't put it past Dave Filoni to present an answer like that in the series itself, or even potentially in an interview. He has been known to do that, to bring explanation to things in interviews, right? There's a lot of things that are left to us as the audience and also left to the characters to kind of figure out for ourselves, for us to interpret it for ourselves and what it means to us. And that's one of the best things about shows and movies, especially the world of Star Wars. For us as the viewers, as the fans, as the audience, to interpret these stories and the visuals and what's being presented to us in our own way, how you personally experience it. And that's why I always say it's fine how you feel about watching any of this stuff. Feel the way you feel, because that's what you felt when you watched it. It's not wrong, because that's just how you experienced it and how you interpret it. So it's all right if it didn't land for you, and it's all right if you loved it. It's perfectly fine. All of it works well together, and we can have fun conversations and hearing different points of view of how we feel about this. And I know for a fact, and this, it's actually kind of rare, but I'm loving this. Myself, the Star Wars Obsession, and Scotty Hawk, we're all on different pages on this right now. We don't really agree on this, and I love it. I love it because it's creating these amazing conversations that we get to have with each other, and throwing these ideas out there and talking about what could be, what this may be, what we truly feel the answers are, reasons why we think it's not this, but it could be the other thing. And we have these really fun conversations, and it's not arguments. It's not about fighting with each other about this. It's about hearing the different points of view to get a sense of why someone felt it was the way it was versus what you think it was. That's so much fun. It's one of my favorite parts of this time of watching things like this. The wait for the next episode is we can theorize about what it could be. But backtracking to the episode itself, I truly believe that that was the world between worlds, and I 100% believe that was Anakin himself, rather than just being a vision that Ahsoka was having. The idea is out there that this was her version of the Dagobah cave scene that Luke experiences on Empire Strikes Back, or even Starkiller in Force Unleashed 2 has the same sort of thing in the same exact cave in Force Unleashed 2 and has a vision. I don't think this was a vision. I think this was a lot more than that. And here's my reasoning for that. I thought, as it was going early on in the scene, I thought it was a vision. I thought, oh, this is probably like her experience with that, right? But it's something Anakin says in response to her that as soon as he said it, I was like, not only was like, okay, that's definitely not the son from the Mortis arc, it also 100% convinced me that is Anakin, it's really him, and this is not a vision. Ahsoka says to Anakin, I will not fight you. That line is incredibly familiar to all of us as Star Wars fans. I will not fight you. And Anakin's response, this was so perfect. He says to her, I've heard that before. That simple line, that simple moment that took less than 20 seconds to accomplish, blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. Because we were looking at Hayden Christensen, the way we knew him in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And when she said, I will not fight you, and he said, I've heard that before, that was not that version of Anakin that heard that before. He heard that from Luke, from his son in Return of the Jedi, when Anakin was full-blown Darth Vader. And we get to that amazing fight in the throne room of the second Death Star. And Luke tells him, I will not fight you. That's what Anakin was referencing. And Ahsoka doesn't know this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she had a conversation with Luke and he said something about that, but I highly doubt it. That moment was not for Ahsoka. That was a bit of fan service right there, but that was also showing us that this was Anakin. But not just Anakin from when Ahsoka knew him. This was every version of Anakin there has ever been. And to further that, as we go through the visions that are happening, and Anakin is basically acting as a guide through Ahsoka's memories, we are seeing flashes happen of Anakin changing. Different versions of Anakin, both versions that Ahsoka knew, and then we see flashes and glimpses of Vader and times where she didn't know him. That blew me away. This was unbelievable how they handled that. Before I keep going, let me just catch up on chat a little bit. I know we're diving so deep into this, so I want to see how you guys are thinking about this. Black Dragon saying, worst part of the episode is the bad de-aging of Hayden, in my opinion. There were definitely some moments where it still looked weird. The very end of episode 4, he looked off. It was definitely strange, and a lot of people have been screenshotting it and things like that, so I get it. Very reminiscent of when we saw Luke at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian. But I will say the better looking moments outweighed the bad ones in this episode, in my opinion. I think for the most part he looked phenomenal. But things like that, it doesn't pull me out of it, because the thing that I truly loved was seeing Hayden reprise the role, and I think he knocked it out of the park. It was just, he was great in that. Yeah, Palpatine Force Ghost hangout. It's pretty funny. So let's see. What are we saying here? I could buy that theory. Oh, either that or Ezra is dead. Oh, what are we thinking? That fill me in here a little bit, Black Dragon. Are we thinking that potentially Ezra himself pulled Ahsoka in again? That could be interesting, actually. I didn't really think about that. You might be onto something. Let me see, but it's if you read the Throne Trilogy, Obi-Wan told Luke. Okay, this is an interesting point right here. So, referring to kind of like their abilities and be able to be a Force Ghost, right? Saying it's not unlimited. In the Thrawn Trilogy, the original Thrawn Trilogy, Obi-Wan told Luke that he could no longer make contact anymore. In that story, Obi-Wan is he kind of moves on in his form. You know, it's kind of like a Force Ghost doesn't stay a Force Ghost forever. You're not like locked into it. You're not haunting the world, right? They move on and become another form of energy within the Force. There's like different stages to it, a whole progression that happens. So the fact that we get this opportunity for Anakin to interact with Ahsoka, in all honesty, this could very well be even the last opportunity that Anakin even has to interact with her, because maybe he's very close to that moment where he's going to move on. Well, he'll be truly one with the Force and just kind of be everywhere at that point, right? So there's a lot of things that could be happening. Black Dragon say if it was just a vision, then the scanners would have picked up the body. The reason that they couldn't is because she wasn't there. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think when they finally saw her on the scanners, that was the moment she actually physically came back. And also why she wasn't spitting up water and drowned. You know, she was pretty much fine when they got her out of there. So that's also my reasoning. I think she was truly gone, like physically gone and pulled into that world. That's where I'm leaning with that. Yes, the flashes of Anakin switching to Vader were absolutely fantastic. They were incredible. My jaw was dropping like every time that was happening. So beautifully done. So well done. Spidey Librarian, what's going on, dude? We played a game called Clone Wars Republic Heroes. Played some levels as Ahsoka. We also played as the Clone Troopers and even Plo Koon himself. And now we're talking my thoughts on the most recent episode, the 5th episode of the Ahsoka series on Disney+. And speaking of Spidey Librarian, before we wrap things up tonight, I do have another thing we're going to just... it has been announced already, but I'm going to go into it a little further because we got something very special coming up in a couple of days. Loved how they changed his hair and armor. That was something I have wanted to see for so long, and I don't think I'm alone in that. I think a lot of you are in that same boat with me, that we've wanted to see Hayden Christensen in the Clone Wars outfit, the armor on top of the Jedi tunic and everything. I wanted to see that so much, and let me tell you, I was not disappointed at all. He looked great. He looked so great set up in that. I mean, this truly was live action Clone Wars, what we saw during this episode. Oh my goodness. It was just absolutely amazing. Why he can access the portals. Why Anakin can access the portals? Is that what we're asking? If that's the case, if that's what we're asking, my thought is, I think any Force Ghost can access the portals. That's my thought. I think if you've learned how to become one with the Force and get this ability to be a Force Ghost, to be an entity like that, I believe what comes along with that is your ability to access the portals. Saying no, Ezra, reason being dead. Gotcha. I think there's something special about Ezra that we don't know yet. But in his living physical form, for some reason, he has the ability to access those portals. And I truly believe we're going to get an answer for that. I don't think that's something that Dave Filoni's going to leave us hanging on. I believe we'll get a reason for it. There's something special about him that we just don't know what it is yet. The craziest thing is that somehow Palpatine knows that there is something about him. And the fact that we know that Palpatine eventually comes back and he has this knowledge can make things in this point in the timeline where we are in the Ahsoka series, things could get very dangerous for Ezra. We could get references to the potential return of Palpatine. There could be some part of this plotline coming up of the need for capturing Ezra because of this ability. So I'm very curious where they go with this and where it all leads as far as his story goes. I'm sure we will get the answers. Absolutely. The Star Wars obsession, dude. I'm going to be watching the rest of your stream on the replay when I'm all done here. I loved the conversation going on over there. I love this time when we all, everybody gets together and, dude, I missed you too, man. I'm sorry I couldn't be there tonight. But, guys, if you have not yet subbed to the Star Wars obsession, what are you doing? Get on that. Click that subscribe button over at the Star Wars Obsession and check out the streams where we all get together and have these conversations about things like this, about the shows, especially the stream he had tonight talking about the episode we are talking about right now. Great stuff over there. Absolutely great stuff. So here's a really good point, and this is where I think a lot of people feel about this right now. Black Dragon says, I'm still not really satisfied with this series, but I do say that this episode has been the best so far. I don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of people are in that camp right now of kind of being still very cautious with this show. And I'm certainly going into the show continuously cautious, but I'm very optimistic about it. I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far, and that's coming from someone who overall really enjoyed the other series that most people did not. I really enjoyed Kenobi, and I really enjoyed Andor, and I actually enjoyed Book of Boba Fett. That one least of all, but there was a lot of it that I did enjoy. I'm not blind to the flaws that were in these things. I'm well aware of them. But I'll tell you, the way I experienced these shows and rewatched them and binge watched them together, watched them like movies, it landed differently. So there was a lot of good in there. That said, I'm enjoying this Ahsoka series more than those other series, and I think it's because I loved Rebels so much, because this truly is a continuation to Rebels. Some people didn't want it to be. It kind of had to be. It would be weird if it wasn't. So I'm really, really loving the direction this is going in. Now, going back to the World Between Worlds scene in this 5th episode, one of the things that it instantly reminded me of is the story of Ebenezer Scrooge. We all know that story where the spirits come to Scrooge and they act as guides through his memories to show him the man he was and how he became the man he is, right? And showing that there's a need for change, showing him that there's reason why he needs to experience these things. Yes, the ghosts of Sith must pass. Right, Scotty, dude, we need to make that like a thing we say. That is hilarious. But yes, it was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, oh my God, this is like A Christmas Carol. This is the story of Scrooge. And Anakin was a spirit that was guiding Ahsoka through her memories, through her life. And at the same time, teaching her a lesson while he goes, and to show her that there is a need for change, and she needs to find a way to come to grips and come to terms with what she's feeling, because she has held on to a lot of hate, she has held on to a lot of fear, and she's also held on to a lot of blame, both on herself and also on Anakin. Ahsoka feels that she is a major reason for Anakin turning to the dark side. And realistically, in a lot of ways, she's not wrong if you look at it from a certain point of view. Yes, Darth Scrooge. But right, this was basically the story of Scrooge. Ahsoka in the role of Scrooge. And we saw how she's been these first 4 episodes. Very stoic, very monotone, very dull, actually. And just not a happy person. You could see it. She wasn't smiling like we've seen Ahsoka. Think about how we just witnessed Ahsoka in this game we played tonight in Republic Heroes. That the quick wit, the snarky lines, the whole reason why she's been nicknamed Snips. And she calls Anakin Sky Guy and things like this. That version of Ahsoka has been gone for a long time. Ahsoka has lost herself. And when you watch this 5th episode, and after she goes through what she does with Anakin, she comes out of it a different person. She comes out of it almost like the old Ahsoka that we knew. She smiles. At the end of that episode, when she smiled so big, and she even just like kind of messes with Hu Yang, she messes with the droid. I was like, that was it. That was the glimpse of old Ahsoka, of the Ahsoka we knew, of the Ahsoka we grew with. And she's starting to come back, very much like how when we see Darth Vader and you get glimpses of Anakin. Think about, especially after the prequels, rewatching Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi most of all, you get these glimpses of Anakin shining through the dark. Well, in this case, we got glimpses of former Ahsoka coming through this barrier that she's put up for herself. She blames herself for so much, and Anakin took her through moments in her life where we see the fuel behind what this blame has become. That battle where all of the clone troopers, or many of the clone troopers, are on stretchers. Some of them are just dead around her. We didn't get to see that battle in Clone Wars, but we saw the aftermath of it. One of the seasons, I think it was season 3, starts after that battle. And Ahsoka is just very down. She is upset. She blames herself for her squadron being destroyed, being killed. She lost so many clone troopers that reported to her. She was there, supposed to be their leader, keep them safe. And she failed them. She has held on to that her entire life. And that happened very early on. She was very young when that happened. And it stayed with her. It scarred her. It made her into who we know her now. And it's something that really just, it has been a weight and a burden on her for practically her entire life. And that's a lot to take on. And Anakin was guiding her through these moments of her life to show her, yes, this happened. These moments happened. And you don't have to ignore them. But at some point, she needs to learn to let go and to be able to move forward. And when Anakin presents her with the choice of live or die, I didn't take it literally. I didn't take it literally as you're either going to live or you're going to die right now. What I took that as was, are you going to choose to stay being held down by the weight of this burden for the rest of your life? Or are you going to choose to truly live your life? That's what I took away from this. I feel like Anakin presented her with the choice of saying, you need to decide now, are you going to live your life, or are you going to keep going down the path that you're on? And Anakin is very familiar with staying on a path like that, and we saw how that's turned out for him. He took the path. He went down the dark side. He held on to the weight and the burden and the blame. Anakin held on to hate, to fear, and blame. He blames himself for losing Padme. He blames himself for all of the bad things that happened. He felt that he, as the chosen one, should have been able to save everyone, and he couldn't. Anakin held on to that for his whole life, practically, until the moment where Luke brought him back, and Anakin was truly back. But he went through this. Anakin lived this, and he's now seeing Ahsoka feel the same way and live with the same thing. So Anakin came to her in the ultimate moment of need, and he is there as her guide to try to help her avoid going down the same path that he did. And they talk about how similar they are to each other, and it's a big thing between masters and Padawans. The Padawan becomes much like their master because that's who they're learning from, but the master also becomes much like their Padawan because teachers learn from their students. That's a real thing. Students shape teachers as much as a teacher shapes a student. And this was a big theme in this episode. And the way they showed it, the way Anakin guided her through this path, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. I was so blown away. And when I said it before, the first thing I said in a chat was, I just fell in love with Star Wars again. I can't believe what just happened. It was handled so well. I'm thrilled with how this was done. And it gets so deep in this episode, and there's certain things, certain aspects that, yes, you can look at it from a point of view and take things very literally, like live or die. You could certainly look at it that way, and it still makes sense. It really does, because let's put it this way: if you don't believe that Ahsoka wasn't truly there, that she was been in that water the whole time, but he said to her, there's a chance you can go back, then yes, this is a life or death choice. You're either going to stay here and die, or you're going to go back and live. So it can be taken literally from a certain point of view. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. From a certain point of view is the most important line ever said in all of Star Wars. I will die on that hill. I will 100% die on that hill. That's what's so great about Star Wars. It's all from a certain point of view, and that point of view is yours. It's your personal point of view. How you portray it, how you experience it, and how you interpret the meaning behind all of it. And that's why Star Wars is so special. And that's why I love this franchise so much. Let me catch up on chat. Let me see what you guys... I've been babbling on here all this time. Let me see what everybody's saying here. Black Dragon says, yes, she perked up in that episode. Yes, the very end. And she had the white cloak on, which that just reminded me of another thing. I gotta talk about something that... as much as I love this and I'm praising this and I'm telling you how beautiful it was and how much I absolutely enjoyed this, there is something I am concerned about, and I have to bring it up because it's my biggest fear in the franchise right now. But I will get to that in just a second. Let me catch up on what everybody is saying. Yes, the Ghost of Force Past. I love it. See, like, the similarities with that story. It's there. It's really there. It's so crazy. Spidey Librarian says, I think that it's Anakin. I think that's what Anakin taught her. She may be part of his legacy, but she needs to transcend that and be her own person. She needs to not be bound by the past. Yes, I agree. And so does Master Yoda. If you guys go back to, I know most people are not a fan. I get it. I totally get it. But I am about to bring this up. If you go back to The Last Jedi, to Episode 8, there is a scene with Luke and Yoda. And it's by far my favorite moment in that entire movie. In fact, it's my favorite moment in that entire sequel trilogy. Yoda reminds Luke that their Padawans grow beyond what the Master is. They grow beyond them. And that's what's supposed to happen. The student should become better than the Master. The student should avoid the bad choices and the mistakes that the teacher has made, because the teacher is explaining this to them and showing them the path that they took and how to choose better. A master and an apprentice have that same relationship, and the Padawan, the apprentice, grows beyond the master. That's the thing. That's how that works. And that moment with Luke and Yoda, he explains that to Luke. He reminds him of that. So it's poetry, guys. It's poetry. It's there. All these stories connect. I love it. I absolutely love it. Pod Racing Palpatine says, Ahsoka, lay down your burdens. That's basically what he's trying to teach her. Yeah, he's trying to teach her to let go. Star Wars Obsession said it so well himself as well. He said it was basically Anakin teaching her again, do or do not. There is no try. Like, you gotta make your choices. You have to choose your path. You have to do it, or you don't do it. That's it. Live or die. Do or do not. It's all one and the same. It's definitely a crazy way to look at it, but I know it's dude. I'm like, it is. I didn't get to let this all out with you guys, so now I'm just kind of doing it here. I can't wait to get back on stream with you guys and do this in the group. I love that. That is the most fun I ever have on all of this stuff with YouTube. It's just, I love getting on those panels and talking with you guys. It's so much fun. Yes, as a martial arts instructor, my goal is for my students to become better than me. Yes, 100%. That is the ultimate goal for really any teacher. It should always be the ultimate goal. The student should become better than the teacher. That is the ultimate goal. And that's what this episode, that was the main plot line as far as I'm concerned. It was Anakin trying to teach Ahsoka to be better than he was. He saw her going down the same path he did, and we all know how that turned out. So it was such a major part of this story that I've been watching some reactions from other content creators on the channel. I've seen posts on things like Twitter and stuff that I don't know if things like this were overlooked by some people, or maybe purposely not mentioned. I don't know. Again, it all comes down to how you personally experience something, and this is how I experienced it, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys here tonight. This is what I took away from that episode. I think it's hands down the best episode so far in the series. And quite honestly, I don't know how they're going to top that. Because that was pure Star Wars. That was amazing. Okay. Let me address something that I am concerned with in this show and in the saga overall. I have a fear. And that fear is when it comes to the World Between Worlds, my fear is the use, and they haven't done it yet. They have not done this. So and Dave Filoni has even said in interviews that that's not what the World Between Worlds is about. But I'm still worried that it could be used for time travel. And I am a huge fan of time travel stories. I love time travel. I am a time travel junkie. I love it. I don't want it to be in Star Wars. Star Wars is not a place for time travel. It's also not a place, in my opinion, for a multiverse. Look, we got time travel and multiverse all in one in Marvel, and some people loved it, and some people lost their mind with that and saying it ruined it. I was okay with it in the Marvel stuff because I'm not as deeply invested in that as I am with Star Wars. So I get it. I get why people didn't like time travel stuff in Endgame. Totally get it. And I think they could have done something better than that in that story. Because unfortunately, I feel like some stories end up using time travel or a multiverse as a quick and easy path. And yes, you are you're getting there, Black Dragon. You are on the right path of my thinking here and why I'm worried. So the reason I'm worried about time travel happening is because we've now seen Ahsoka come out of all this and she's wearing the white cloak. And we've seen that before. But here's my concern. The scene where Ahsoka comes to get Sabine, and Sabine is at the mural with our wonderful characters from Star Wars Rebels, her family. She's there with her family, right? And at the end of Rebels, we see that moment. And Ahsoka is in that white cloak. She's got the hood up. She's also holding a staff, a large white staff with a rounded top. There's a circle at the top. She has this staff and she has her cloak. And it's a beautiful moment. It's really a beautiful moment. And then we've now watched the beginning of the Ahsoka series, and we get that stream. We get that scene. I'm sorry, I'm saying stream. We get that scene again in live action in Ahsoka. We see Sabine. She's there at the mural, just like we saw it in Rebels. And Ahsoka shows up at the end of the platform. But she's not wearing the white cloak, and she does not have the staff. And there's been a lot of comparisons calling her, Ahsoka the Grey and versus Ahsoka the White, just like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White. And I love that type of a story. And if that's the direction they go, I guess they could make that work in a way. I don't know. It's too on the nose, though, of copying that. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with this. But here's my concern. Why did we get that scene twice, but done differently? Why did she show up in gray in the Ahsoka series, which, as far as I understand it, that was a recreation of the moment we saw at the epilogue of the Rebels series. So here's my concern. Are they going to time travel? Is Ahsoka going to use the World Between Worlds and time travel back to that moment with all of her knowledge that she has now? and then change things? Because if that's the case, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like, not even a little bit. I don't want that at all. I can't accept that, because that, for me, will break the story. Like, all of it. It will break the story. And that will be just absolutely ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Now, as much as I'm concerned about that, I do have faith in the storytelling abilities of Dave Filoni. And I think there'll be a reason for what happened there. And I think he has said in an interview, The World Between Worlds is not about time travel. He specifically said that. So I have hope that they wouldn't turn back on that and then make it time travel. So I think there's going to be some sort of an explanation by the end of this series that explains what happened there. That these were truly two different moments in time. And they're just similar. Because maybe Ahsoka goes to pick up Sabine again at that location, at the mural. And Sabine's there at the mural again for another reason. It could be at a point where she's not trying to figure out where is Ezra and missing Ezra. It could be just, I finally found him and you know, our family, I miss our family. It could be something like that. It could be, there just has to be a reason for it to not be time travel. That's all I need. That's all I truly need, is just give me a reason why it's not time travel and make this make sense, and then I'm good. I will be happy, I will be thrilled, and my concerns and fears will wash away. So that's all I can hope for. But I had to share my concern with that, because it can't be time travel. It really can't. Large white staff. Awkward. Oh boy. Let's see. Podrace and Palpatine says she'll go back in time to capture 2 space whales in an attempt to repopulate the species. So we're gonna pull a page out of what was that, Star Trek? Was that 4 or 5? I forget which one that is. Captain, there be whales here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Alan says we haven't got to that part yet. They may do that in the present later. Yeah, see, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope that these were truly 2 different moments. It's not an alternate version of it. That would just be insane. Slingshot around the sun for time travel. Oh God, please don't. Please don't. You see why I'm worried? The ideas are out there. It could be mimicked. It could happen. I don't want it to happen. Please don't happen. Dave Filoni, if by some chance and the wills of the Force that you see this, please don't use time travel in Star Wars. Please don't. I would love to see something else you write, a completely different story that's about time travel. That would be amazing. I'm all on board, because I'm a time travel junkie. But please, for the love of God, don't put it in Star Wars. Please don't do that to me. Oh boy. Darth Yang, what's going on? So what happened? Are we talking about how badass Dave Filoni is? Listen, I know a lot of people have lost faith in Dave Filoni. I have not. I'm not someone that has lost faith in him. I have seen his work. I have been a fan of it for a long time, and for me, there's been nothing that has made me stray from that. So I'm okay. I'm still on board with Filoni. I think we're good. And yes, we've only got 3 episodes left. So to provide full explanation for everything we've been talking about tonight and everything that happened, even just in that one episode, it's a lot. There's a lot to explain here. How they're going to do it in 3 episodes, I don't know, but I hope they do it successfully. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, excuse me. One moment. Get a little bit of water. So that was my concern. I wanted to share that with you guys because it's definitely something I was worried about. Now, I do want to address one other thing, too. This is a concern that my friend, the Star Wars Obsession, has. And I got to watch the rest of your stream from the replay because I don't know where that all ended up. I know how you were feeling about this. The Purgle and how they were utilized in this episode. We got a major Pinocchio moment. They literally land the ship inside the mouth of the Purgle so that they could hitch a ride to get to that other galaxies, and the Purgle will take them the way they did in Rebels when they blasted off and took Ezra and Thrawn. So I know it's silly. I know it was a very strange way to do this. I get it, okay, yeah, the whole idea of, hey, we're going to hang out in the mouth of this creature and we're going to hitch a ride. It's a silly idea, and Star Wars is full of silly things that happen, in all honesty, especially when it came, to the animated stuff, and that's what this is all based off of. The reason I'm okay with it is that in Rebels, when the Purgle took the ship that Thrawn and Ezra are in order for them to take it, they had to really grab onto this ship, and they wrecked that ship. That thing was busted up. They were putting their tentacles through the thing to take it. I don't think the Purgle could just grab onto it and hold onto it and then also blast off onto to grab onto it safely, just a firm but safe grip. I don't think they can do that, because I think at that point they would go and take off, and the ship would slip out and you're just off into wherever, and that would just be awful. I think if the Purgle tried to take them the same way they took Ezra and Thrawn, they would destroy the ship, and Ahsoka would be in major peril. I think she could even die from that. So when it started to happen and the Purgle was opening their mouth, I was like, oh, that's what they're going to do. That's how they're going to safely get there. I'm fine with that. I'm good. They can hitch a ride inside the mouth of the creature. Hey, you know what? Han, Leia, 3PO, and Chewie, they spent a whole bunch of time down in the throat of a creature, of a big giant worm creature inside of an asteroid. That happened for a good chunk of Empire Strikes Back, and they made it out of there fine. They were all good. They even got out and walked around the insides of this creature, and in order to figure out what was truly happening, they even shot it from the inside, and this thing flipped out. So, yeah, we've kind of technically seen this before. So, I'm good with it. Let's hitch a ride inside the Purgle's mouth and make it safely to another galaxy. I'm all on board. It's fine with me. That said, I totally understand why that moment would not land for everyone. I get it. It's all good. We will agree to disagree, and it's perfectly fine. That's the great thing about how we all experience these things differently. We can agree to disagree, and everybody's good for it. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm good. I had to address that before we wrapped up for the night. Okay, guys, we went heavy into Ahsoka tonight. We played Republic Heroes on the PC. We got to play another video game as Ahsoka Tano. Let me know in the comments when you're watching on the replay. Let me know in the live chat now, what did you think of that game? And what did you think of the game last week where we played Disney Infinity 3.0 and played through Clone Wars as Ahsoka Tano? There are games out there where you actually get to be Ahsoka herself and wield the Force and have a ton of fun with her dual lightsabers. It's a blast. And then we also talked about what I thought of the latest episode, episode 5 of the Ahsoka series on Disney Plus. What are you guys thinking about the show? Let me know down in the comments. Keep the conversation going down in there. But before we go, I got one more thing to announce, and I saw in the chat here that the link is out there now. This coming Sunday, Sunday the 17th, I will be going live as a guest over at Spidey Librarian, and I am psyched for this upcoming stream. If you guys have not checked out Spidey Librarian yet, please get over there, subscribe, hit those like buttons, leave him some comments, check out his content. You're gonna love it over there. He's such a great guy. And it says it in the name right there, Spidey Librarian. He's talking about all things Spider-Man. And this guy knows a ton of stuff about Spider-Man. He has these really great character videos going into like deep dives of different characters. I love those videos. And then he does these live streams, which is called The Web Line. He does this podcast where he'll go into different topics in the world of Spider-Man. And I get the honor of being a guest on the Webline this coming Sunday, the 17th, where we are going to talk about the world of Spider-Man in video games. That's right, guys. We are talking Spider-Man video games coming up this Sunday live over at Spidey Librarian. Catch me over there. I'm going to repost the link over in our community tab. I'm going to repost it over in our Discord, and I'm going to post it on Twitter as well. We're going to get this out there everywhere. I want to see everybody over there, guys. I want to find out what your favorite Spider-Man video games are. I can tell you right now, one of my all-time favorites in the 16-bit era was Maximum Carnage. I love the beat-em-up style, and that game was awesome. It's also incredibly challenging as well, but I always go back to that game. We're definitely going to be talking about that one that night. We're going to be talking about incredible games that span all the way from the Atari to present day. I mean, we got a new Spider-Man game coming out real soon, and I can't wait to get that. I already have that pre-ordered, so I'm set. I want to get my hard copy and everything of that. So I am psyched. Check out Spidey Librarian if you haven't already. He's a great guy. Tell him the Matcave sent you, and I will see you guys over there on Sunday live to go deep into Spider-Man video games. I'm psyched. I'm going to have a blast doing that. I hope to see you guys all there. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here tonight for another Way Back Wednesday. It's been a Star Wars couple of weeks. I'm having a blast. We're going to be moving on to different games next week. We're going to be coming out of this, but I wanted to at least show you guys the world of Ahsoka video games while this show is going on, and we all have Ahsoka fresh in mind. So I hope you guys had a good time joining me here live for our Wednesday night stream. Until next time, everybody, remember, keep retro gaming alive, because one day, your games will be retro too. Guys, I'll see you on Sunday.